So I'm out here looking at an ice dam situation. You can see behind me the icicles forming, and you can also see where the ice is just hanging out on top of that gutter. If I get close here, let me switch the camera on the other way, but you'll notice that there's icicles coming out of the weep holes in the siding and running down the front of the siding. What's happening on the inside of this home is it was dripping down onto the windowsill, and so up above it was hard to tell what was causing it. So the customer on his own was smart. He went and got a snow rake, this long pole here, and he pulled, which we do offer that, and he pulled some of the snow off the roof. So I'll show you what that looks like. So in this front area where the trouble was, you can see that he pulled some of the snow back away from the front of the house. I don't know, this won't let me zoom in, but you can see there's big stacks of snow further up and almost nothing over the gutter. And that's helped stop the running water. Now, what also is the case about this situation is that he's got very low insulation in his attic. It should be at least, I think I have to check this what the code is now, but typically it's always been talked about as 9 inches above the top of the rafter, and he doesn't quite have that. So here's the other problem. If you look above that rectangle, that's a gable vent. Right above that is the end of the ridge vent. So what's supposed to happen is you want air going in at the eave or at the gutter, climbing up in the attic and going out, not through that little triangle, not that rectangle, but through the vent on the top. Or if there is no vent on the top, it's through that little rectangle. But you don't want both. What happens here is that we've got air coming in through the rectangle and going out 3 inches, well, 10 inches above it on that ridge vent, rather than air coming in at the vent that are in this overhang. You see those little circles underneath it there, those are vents. That's where air is supposed to go in and go right up there and go out the top, but it's not doing that. So what we got is a combination of an older home with poor attic insulation. It's not even as thick as the top of the rafter in the attic, which those are 2x6s. So it should be those 6 inches in depth and then another foot or so. So we have poor amount of ventilation. We have a improperly poor amount of insulation. And then, poor amount of insulation is not enough, and then inadequate, improperly done ventilation. It's inadequate because it's improperly done. So that's why he's dealing with water that was pouring in over his window